they have now built up a ridiculous lead, almost 20 points now over the competition. It's only been a single round.
Yeah, that is impressive. When this team wins, they win with eliminations. They do it very, very big. They didn't get any zone there. That was a far south zone pool, very far from the beautiful beach of 20 stands. They went all the way to the swamp. They stayed mid-ground, then late took high ground. I talked about it. The only way to take height now is with builds. You can't use any mobility. We don't have shockwaves. We don't have riftingers. We don't have launch pads. If you want to get up to it, it is you and your builds. They shot it out and they took it. And that is an even more impressive sign of me as a team that is ready to perform. It's not like they got good luck. You can't try to say they got zone, they got high ground. That was a phenomenal performance and such a big statement. And that's what this team has done. They have made statements this season. A lot of people, again, when you go up against Click, Fizzle, and Booger, which mind you is the only team inside the top 5 from last finals that aren't here today. So you drop on a top tier team. When you drop on them, you better be able to back it up, and that's what they've done. As it looks like Nick FN, Lucy, and Zone 3 trying to make a bit more of a statement here. They get one elimination, and it looks like they're backing out though.
I don't know how I feel about them rotating out so early with the early advantages that they just picked up, especially even with Beast here having this compact FMG to play off of. But you know what? It's going to be a decision they make because they want to continue to pull through. They want to continue to extend this game here. That's going to be their first taste of points as well, as it is just the early 2 that they earned. Remember, you have to break into top 24 in order to even earn placement points. That first 5 gets given out then, and then it's the top 17 jump up, which it makes this a very placement-heavy format. Zeke was kind of alluding to the fact that Commandment Sense and Edgy didn't have very much Elans, but getting a second place, I think in this format, will play very, very well. It'll start to truly add up if you can continue to make these end games.
We've said it a lot. Say it again, Monster. High ground wins games, low grounds wins tournaments. It's consistency down there. Phenomenal performance, and I think they could continue to do so. All it's going to take is a team like Stretches to be a little bit more healthy. Maybe Jack Slack, Acorn, Mackle's team in it who like to play for high. They play aggressively, and everything can go south very, very quickly. Yes, you can get the win, but you could also go down, top 20 because you get cut out and you get a really aggressive fight push. Where low ground, if you play it consistently, is a lot easier. As Coop, Adam's team right now, Caddy Corners, this is a very, very underrated team. COD Genesis has been going here for seasons, playing with Colazo. We watched them last FNCS mods to get contested, game after game, round after round. It was insane. So we're looking at a player with insane consistency here, a lot of experience. Pair that with Coop, who has had some of the biggest performances as a solo player, and Adams, who I genuinely think is one of the most underrated up-and-coming IGLs and pros in NA East. This team is looking pretty good, but they do have a team taking a fair bit of their loot right now by the looks of it.
Yeah, remember last we tuned in nice and early, and there was a bit of a clash, a bit of a skirmish back and forth between the two. You saw the loot wasn't quite perfect for any of them. On the other side, though, for Slacks, Jack, and Acorn, they don't have a single player in sight. They have this entire drop spot to themselves, which is criminally underrated. Not only for what you get from here as a main POI, as one of the best points of interest in the game in general, but on the pitch as well. They really had enough time, and they truly wanted to play into a bit more of a power loadout in exchange for maybe positioning or early tags and engagement. There's so much more to earn from here.
Yeah, and I know we've ran this statistic in the past, so I'm pretty comfortable to say it. Uncontested Slurpee has a higher average placement than any POI when it comes to FNCS. This is a winning POI, but again, we've got to kind of preface that. That also goes down because it's one of the best. It's usually the best teams that can claim it. When Jack Slacks and Acorn are dropping here, you're not quick to drop on them as well. So it's also coming down to the players that manage to drop here and take the loot for themselves as we get another zone that they're in. So things are looking really, really good for the champs. Last game, unfortunately, didn't go too much their way. 22 points is decent, but first place is already jumping up on a big lead. We've only lost one player so far, which we saw was out of retail. And I think what happened there, Monster, I think actually, I talked about how Nick FN's team might change up the strategy and kind of, move their drop spot around. I actually think it was Niddle, Casca, and Smack split it up. I'm pretty sure one of them dropped on the house at retail, one of them dropped at the house towards Lazy Lake, and one of them dropped on the Spire. I think that's why Nick FN's team got the triple drop, it got the elimination, and then rotated because the teammates were so spread out.
First ever animating experience was, well, I think everyone's first animating experience is in the corner of like your textbooks in school. I think I did a video doing that, and then I did a flip book. But my first digital animating experience was actually in Microsoft PowerPoint. So I'm going to crack open Microsoft PowerPoint. Can I animate in PowerPoint today the same way or even at all like I did when I was 12? Now, I am using the sexy new Canvas 16, but this is the 2021 edition, which I'm pretty excited about and very excited to share with you as the sponsor of this video. They've actually sent me their whole lineup for 16, 13, and 12. So we'll get into that in a bit more detail later. But a huge thank you everyone for sponsoring this video. Now, something that you can apparently do in PowerPoint now that you couldn't do when I started is draw. Oh my god, that's good! What? That's good! That's really good! Oh, alright, well, we're going to play with those features later. I want to start off by showing you how I used to animate in PowerPoint. It was with Paint and PowerPoint. So my first ever animation was a little something like this. Save my rail as a picture, and then I have it to come back to. And just give myself a whole bunch of frames. Do the stick figure pose. Now I'm selecting, I'll put it here. There, look at that. That's why I'm a professional animator. Boom. No, grab me again. Go back here. Very tedious. Copy, paste, next frame. Select, drag. Move, place, select, copy, paste, next frame. Back, select, move, resize, place, select, copy, paste, next frame. Select, move, resize, place, select, copy, paste, next frame. Undo and select delete. Okay, you slipped. Escape was flipping up this way. Boom, that's a good motion. Escape was flying off here. Select, copy, paste, next frame. Your little motion lines there. Fly off screen. And the final beautiful frame. We've got the stick figure's head. Cracked open. Just a real old mess of blood and gore and got some paint, got some guts out here. This was my job.
Ever wonder where your money goes?
I mean, that's pretty good. But it's manually, I mean, we don't want to do that. That's not an animation. I mean, if every time you watched Aladdin, you had to... So let's figure out how to do this. No, I figured out this one part. In fact, just for context, I didn't just do this. This was the style of my first ever animations, but once I figured this out, I went crazy. And I full on animated like a hundreds of frames Mortal Kombat fight. I figured out how to do music, sound effects, and I'm going to do that again today. Let's start off by figuring out how to do this. Music. Okay, first. There we go. Two separate things in the exact same position, except right. Hey! What's next? I'll explain that. And slides automatically is an option on mouse click. There it is! That's it! That's it! Ooh. Ready? It worked! Perfectly! This is so much better than I expected. Oh my god. They come with sound effects. It's alright actually. Then on this frame, let's play one. Here we go, you ready? I am mind blown. You can actually animate in PowerPoint. And so can you with a brand new lineup of Canvas tablets. The Canvas 12, 13, and 16 tablets are the most affordable and display tablets. Yeah, Canvas 12 has an 11.6 inch screen.
I literally sprayed you down and hit you with a pump. How are you not dead? You're literally dark water. Fuck you, dog.